so one of my mates, massive boozer from comedy and, almost problematic level, like, but, like proper problems and stuff, but he's kind of trying to sort it out now, which is great. Anyway, so we're doing these shows, blah, 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 and we're in a camper van, and we're all in this camper van, and we've had enough, we've wiped out and stuff. And he had been sleeping for ages, like, the whole day, basically. And he taps me on the shoulder, I'm fast asleep. And he's like, what's going on? And I go, what do you mean what's going on? Like, we're sleeping. And he goes, what about the gig? And he'd slept through the entire gig. And I go, you slept through it? And he goes, why didn't you wake me up? And I go, we all tried. And he goes, what time is it? And I was like, oh, and I get my phone, and it's like midnight or something. And he's like, oh, fuck, I can't believe you woke me. Like it was my fault. And I go, dude, we were shaking you. And he was like, oh, let's go do something. And I go, oh, I'm tired. And he goes, I just got paid. He got paid from his day job and stuff. So we go down, we eat this massive pizza, and there's nothing really open. And we go to the strip club, and those girls are there, and they like me because I'm not creeps them, friendly and nice. And they're like, hey, Dan, blah, 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 it's an off night. Oh, I love it when you're here, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, this is my mate and that. And they're like, oh, yeah, he's cool. Everything's going fine, right? And then they go, do you want to do some body shots? And we can do them in the room. So it's just a way to get you in the room, but you're not paying the full cost. And I'm like, hell yeah, like stoked kind of thing. And he's like, hell yeah. So we get the little, the tray and everything. We go in that room, bras come off, the panties come off, and they're pouring it on themselves. And we're licking it off them, and it's great, like 10 out of 10 experience. Ooh. But guess what old mate does? He goes, this isn't tequila. And I'm like, shut up, dude. Like, who cares what it is? Just enjoy the sweet taste and titties and stuff. And I'm like, shut up. And the girls let him roll with it for a bit, and they just pretended they didn't hear it. And then he said it again, and he stood up, and he goes, this is bullshit. Like, we ordered tequila shots, and this is like lime cordial. And the girls were like, oh, we didn't make it, and like tried to bring his head back down, because they like me, kind of just being my mate. Your friend's a bit of a dickhead, but and he goes, no, we're going to the bar to get the tequila. And I'm like, oh my God. And they put their clothes back on, and we go to the bar, and this is how wild this mate of mine was. We get the real tequila, and then obviously the mood's changed. It's terrible. And then he goes, all right, we'll go back in the room then. And the girls are like, obviously no way. And then their little minder came along, and she's like this cool, but don't want to mess with her butch, huge lesbian chick, and gave me a look and him a look like, if you don't let go of that girl's hand, because he had one of them by the hand, I will break your hand off kind of a vibe. And he was that sort of cooked. He still hadn't picked up these social cues. And I go, dude, like that. And then he finally got it. And then the girl's arms folded, and they're like, well, we're going to go play pool. I'm like, man. And the whole walk back, he still didn't kind of get it.
Yeah, I mean, that's a problem, man. When you've got an alcoholic friend that can't appreciate licking something off a naked woman's body. And I had to try and,
Booze came first that high, just a shitty shot too. And then the next day, I told him all about it when he had like fully sobered up, and he was kicking himself, hey. And I showed him because he couldn't even really remember them, and I showed him the photos. Really? And he's like, those girls, which one was I with?
Bro, that sounds so bad.
And I was like, the blonde one. And I go, like, you with the blonde one, that one. And he goes, what, she's, could we go back tonight? And I go,
man, that's so bad.
You idiot,